What is up, YouTube? Thrift School over here, outside of a Goodwill I have never been to. This is in Westport, Connecticut, and they call this the Gold Coast. I think it's the second richest town in Connecticut, so this should be really interesting. I wonder if prices are higher in here, if there's higher quality goods. I have no idea. Let's head inside, check it out, and let's try to make some money. It's already pretty fancy. Except there's garbage in this cart. We'll grab this one. That hardwood floors. Ooh, very fancy. So here we are inside the first Goodwill. Look at that stained glass lighted up logo. That is pretty bougie if I do say so myself. So let's see what we could find in here. I'm just walking down some random aisles. I have no idea how this store is set up. I don't see any toys or anything like that. I see a weight over here. And I'm just curious, let's just check some prices out. A 5-pound weight for $8. I'm pretty sure they're cheaper at Target. We have a candlestick at $15. Yeah, I turn around and look at the mugs. $4 a pop on their mugs. That's pretty expensive. Take a look at that. $4 for each one of these. I hope this isn't what I'm getting into, but at least the store looks nice. Look how cool this is. It's unique. I've never seen a Goodwill that looks like this. And I decided to take a look at some video games, some DVDs. The prices actually don't look bad. Hey, what do I see right here? SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom for $2. Complete. That is a great price. I'm very surprised that their video games were reasonably priced, and they actually had a decent amount of them. Now, not all of them are going to be good. I'm just kind of scanning over, seeing what I see. I find a bunch of sealed Blu-rays over there. I took a look, yeah, right here. I take a look at them, and they weren't worth it. I think they wanted $4 each on those. I looked them up over on eBay, and no money to be made. I can't sell DVDs or Blu-rays on Amazon. I'm restricted, so I can only sell these kind of things over on eBay. But video games I can sell on Amazon. So NBA Jam, I know that game's worth money. I didn't even scan it. Red Dead Redemption, Game of the Year Edition, another $2. Now, I always like to open them up, make sure both the discs are in there. I don't worry too much about scratches on the backs of these games. I have a JFJ Easy Pro disc cleaner. You can find that in the links down below. I use that for my business pretty much daily. I use it to clean CDs, DVDs, video games, and I never really worry if a game is scratched up because I know I can fix it. Only thing it can't fix are, cracks or anything like that. Now, it's rare that you see Xbox One or PlayStation 4 games at thrift stores. Granted, these are all older sports titles. They're not worth anything. They're asking $4 a piece. You could see somebody tried to sell them for $1 a piece at their yard sale and they didn't sell. I'm just opening them to see if there's a different game in here, maybe not a sports title, but an actual valuable game. There wasn't, so I just popped those back in there. No big deal. I see a few DVD box sets. Now those could have some value. I'm really only looking for sealed things. Panning around, we got a couple more video games in here, but these just aren't worth it. Even at $2 a piece, to make $1 or $2, not worth it. I found this cool Ion USB turntable, and on Amazon, it looked like it was going for a lot of money, but the rank was insane. I ended up looking it up on eBay, and it sells for about $30. They were asking $55 for it, and it is brand new, yeah, but it sells for about $30 brand new over on eBay. Found these cool iLove stations. Now I could tell they're older. They have the huge dock for older iPods and iPads. They want $8 a piece. I couldn't even find them on Amazon. I don't think they're worth much. I left them behind. They were all actually used. They looked new, but they were all open and used. So I'd move on over to the clothing, just taking a look. This is kind of an interesting shirt, but for $10, no thank you. I notice, a lot of the Goodwills around me say that, hey, starts at $4 and up, but almost every shirt is marked at its own price. So you can see Vineyard Vines. I got a little excited. I'm like, oh, cool. $25. That's pushing it. $10 it'd be pushing it, but it might still be a pickup. At $25, I gotta leave it behind. But there are a lot of high quality brands. Lots of Brooks Brothers. I believe I find a few more Vineyard Vines in here. And you'll just see there's another Vineyard Vines. And this one actually had a decent price, but you can see the size, large 16. That means it's a kid's shirt for $10. I wasn't going to mess with children's clothing. I'm not really trying to mess with clothing at all. I just get curious, and I like to look around. Now, you'll see something interesting here as I flip through. There is a shirt with a whole bunch of holes in the shoulder, and it had its own specialty tag. So that means that it's minimum $10. As I drop something, I have to pick it up. Minimum $10. So, these prices are just a little high. I'll flip over to this shirt in just a couple seconds here. I noticed it while I was popping all of these clips together in my editor right there. Look at those holes on the shoulder. Pretty crazy. I didn't look at the price, but they wanted at least $10 for that. So I know that the clothing isn't going to be worth it here, but sometimes you could catch thrift stores slipping. They just, don't always price things correctly. And you can find some more unheard of brands for, decent prices, $5, $10, especially if you could sell it for $30, $40 and up, it could definitely be worth it. Found a Burberry, $45. Holy moly. I think it's time to leave the clothing and go check out another section of the store. I noticed a whole bunch of IKEA things, and brand new sealed IKEA can be great until I saw the price, $12 a piece. These do sell on eBay, $15 or so. If they were $1 or $2 each, it might be worth it to grab them all and just sit on them and see how long they take to sell. But at $12 each, it's just not worth it. And guys, I couldn't find any toys while I was in here. I don't know if this thrift store just doesn't get a lot of toy donations or if they choose not to carry them. I don't know, but I found maybe 2 toys while I was in here, and I'm actually coming up on them right now. You can see them above the women's clothing. They kept their toys. One sealed puzzle and a telescope, if you want to count that as a toy, and some robotic thing. And at least the puzzle was sealed. I did end up scanning it, and it wasn't listed on Amazon at all. I left it behind, $3 for something that's not even on Amazon. Probably not worth it. And this robotic toy, there were a lot of pieces in there, and it was used. Let's take a look at some shoes here. We're looking at $165 Pradas. Pretty cool. $45 Coach shoes, $225 shoes. All the Pradas were marked at $165. I don't know if people actually come to Goodwill to buy used shoes for $200. If you have ever done it yourself, or if you know of anybody that does it, or if you've even seen somebody do it, please let me know. I'm super curious. This PSP I was kind of interested in. They wanted $15 for it. No charging cable. I had somebody come open up the case for me. It wouldn't turn on, and it was missing the battery cover. Just not worth the gamble for me. I'm not going to make it back to this store anytime soon to return it if it doesn't work. Didn't feel like dropping $15 on something that probably isn't going to work. Taking a look through the CDs, possibly seeing if I could find any older PlayStation 1 games. That's always a great place to look. I find them mixed in with the CDs all the time, and they're usually at CD prices. Most Goodwills around me charge $1 or $2 for CDs. I'm just grabbing whatever I see that's brand new, but none of it ended up being worth it. Let's go to the next location. Alright guys, so you saw those prices at that thrift store. Not the best, but we're pulling up to a pawn shop, Winstead Pawn and Jewelry. Never been here before. Let's hope we find some cool things inside. It was very hard to get footage inside of this pawn shop because me and the owner were talking face to face for almost the entire time I was here. But these are the games that I was looking at. Let me know if I missed anything. Now, I couldn't scan anything because he was standing right there. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments down below. I'm curious. Alright, so here's the little haul I got. These are all the games I picked up. I paid $30 total for them. I picked up a bunch without really looking them up. The only ones I know that have value are NBA Jam, Spider-Man 3, and Gran Turismo 6. These other ones... Okay, truck, you're loud. These other ones, I don't know 100% how much value they have, but I just grabbed them because they're pretty good price, less than $3 a piece on these, so we'll see if I end up making some money. Now, the next thrift store I want to go to is about 30 minutes away. I've been to this thrift store maybe once, so we're going to drive on over to this place. Hopefully, we could find some awesome stuff because it is so far out of the way. Where I live in Connecticut, we really have kind of a distance to get from thrift store to thrift store. There's not too many of them in my neck of the woods that are super close to each other, so sometimes you got to make these drives out into the other part of the state. So let's go. Alright, here we are at a different Goodwill. This is in a not super rich area, so the quality of goods might be worse, but the prices should be better. We're going to find out. I think, I've been here a couple times, but not in a really long time. So let's head inside, see what we find. It just seemed like the day of the video game, so I decided to go check them out and see what they have here. They actually have a good amount of them, as you guys can see. There's a lot of them here. Now, I thought The Sims 2 or The Sims 2 Pets that I pull out, I thought those games had value. I guess they don't. Maybe they've gone down over the past year or so. That's what happens. So that's why I do like to scan almost everything I can. I did look up most of these games and they just weren't worth it. But don't just grab things because they sold great for you 6 months ago or a year ago or even 2 months ago. Prices fluctuate an insane amount, and I'm always having my Amazon seller app out, just scanning whatever I can find. And you know, it's just what it has to be sometimes. This thrift store had a pretty small electronics section, as you saw there. Really not much. Decent sized VHS section, but I stopped buying and selling VHS tapes pretty decent amount of time ago. If you still sell VHS tapes, let me know down below. Sometimes I'll pick them up if they're sealed Disney. I could flip them quick on Amazon for a few bucks here or there. But this store was kind of looking like a complete bust to me, which is pretty sad, honestly, because I drove all the way out here. I found a few Wii's, $20, $25 each, didn't have all their cords, didn't have remotes. That's just not what I want to spend for that. If they were $5 to $10 at a tag sale or a yard sale, sure, maybe, but at a thrift store, not so much. Look at this, a Phillip Rivers football card for $15. What? It's not signed or anything. I don't know what this place is doing. It's seeming like it was a waste of time for me to drive all the way out here, but you know, my cart's empty. I see one more glass case over there. I figure I'll just take a quick look around, see if I could find anything, and it's not looking great. Now, they did have some CDs I could have scanned, but guys, I have thousands of CDs I still need to go through at my house. It's not really something I need more of at the moment. Alright, we left that other Goodwill without buying anything. It was a total waste. That place had nothing. Sometimes you're just going to run into that. You're not going to be able to find anything, and that's okay. Walk away. Head to the next one if you have another one close. That was about a 30-minute drive out of the way, and we got nothing there. But we were able to go out, get some food, hang out, so it was nice. But now we're here, local Goodwill. Let's see what we get. Here we are inside of another Goodwill, and what do I see? More video games. What is going on today? $25 though, and now that's not $25 each. That's $25 for this whole collection. You got all these games. It looks like 3 remote controls and a PS2 Slim. That is a really good deal, a very good deal actually. So I do end up getting that, and look at this, a calculator. I can't tell if it's a TI-83, a TI-84, and there was a hidden Game Boy game under there. It was Pokemon Soul Silver, but they wanted $25 for it, so that obviously I'm leaving. You can see $35 for this Xbox, but no remote. You know, I left it. There could have been some money in it, but I left it behind. No remote, no AV cables. Heading over to the DVD section, seeing if there's anything decent hidden. There's a few video games here. You know, I choose to scan them all. None of them were worth it. This particular Goodwill sells their video games at $4 each, so each Goodwill you guys go into is going to be a little bit different. So you notice the very first Goodwill, extremely expensive. Their mugs are $4 a piece, but their video games are $2. This Goodwill charges $4 for video games, but their mugs are $1. So the prices aren't going to be the exact same for each Goodwill in your state. Now, I'm with Kristen, and she starts throwing some things in the cart for us at the house, and it's taken up the entire cart, so I couldn't really use it anymore. So I'm just walking around the aisles looking for things. I spot a Rock Band drum set. Now I'm a little excited. These can go for good money on their own, but I actually like to break them down. If I could pick one up for $5 or $10, I will pick it up. And you'll see I squeak in here. Let's check the price on this. What's it looking at? We got some weights, and the original price of $10. Well, yellow is 50% off, so this is only $5. The foot pedal alone can sell for $20 to $25. Let me move this stuff out of the way real quick. Upon further inspection, look how disgusting this is. It is dirty. It is moldy. I don't know how it got that dirty. And there are spider webs and really gross things all over this drum set. Yeah, maybe I could have taken it home and cleaned it, but I did not want to put that in the car. We are leaving that behind, and we're going to keep looking around. Hopefully we find some cleaner things to sell. I can't believe they even put that out on the floor like that. That was definitely mold on the foot pedal. And look at this. These are cool. I've never seen them before. They looked old to me. Yeah, 1994. I was 1 year old, guys. I was a little 1 year old baby when these came out, but they look cool. There's really no value in them, sadly. I did look them up over on eBay. They remind me of those Pogs. I don't know if you guys know what Pogs are, but I guess like these little toys. I never had them. I guess I was too young, but they just had no value. I find this cool potato clock. Anything brand new sealed, I do like to scan at $1. Hey, I'm gonna make some money. I do go over everything at the end of this video, and I show you guys some of the prices that I paid and how much I'm gonna make. I got all the Amazon listings at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. We're gonna have some pretty sweet finds and some pretty decent profit that I'm gonna be making here. It ended up being a decent day. Not a great day, but the thing is, you gotta hit up these stores every single day. If this were my first time in this area, I would have counted this day almost as a loss, almost not super worth my time. But you know, I can go to these same thrift stores tomorrow or the next day, and I could find jackpots. It's all about the day. It doesn't matter the time. And here we go, last find of the day. It's a Patagonia, beautiful, $15. This can be some real money right here, and I don't sell clothing too much, but this, I gotta pick this up. How do I not pick this up? Alright guys, we are back at the house, and I want to do a quick overview of everything I picked up. Now, I kind of pushed some stuff over on the desk, so it's just a little messy, but this is the stuff that I ended up buying. This is from that very first thrift store over in Westport, I believe I was, and these have decent value. I think NBA Jam is the least valuable out of them. I'm going to pop up some screenshots over here on the screen so you can see exactly what I'm going to be making on these items. Now, I paid $2 a piece on these, $2 for SpongeBob, for NBA Jam, and for Red Dead Redemption, so $6. There is sales tax here in Connecticut, even on used goods at thrift stores, so paid 6.35% on top of that, but still, these are going to go for some pretty solid money. Now, Red Dead Redemption, if I want to give you guys a quick tip here, make sure you get the Game of the Year edition. It comes with the game and this Undead Nightmare kind of add-on. You'll see why in a minute. We'll move on to these games that I picked up at that pawn shop. Now, I went there knowing I was going to pick up 3 games, and those 3 games were Spider-Man 3, Gran Turismo 6, and NBA Jam. Now look, we have NBA Jam here, and we have NBA Jam over there, so this one's obviously worth money. As you can see over here, you can see right here, Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare. Bam, this game I'm actually going to make the least amount of money on, so I don't think I'm going to make any money on it, really. Make sure you only buy the Game of the Year edition, not the regular edition, and not just the Undead Nightmare. Not going to make any money there. But I did just go kind of off the top of my head what I thought was worth it. Hopefully you guys can let me know down below in the comments if I left any games there. You know, maybe I left a few games that I didn't know off the top of my head. I was talking to the owner for a while, and I didn't want to just start scanning things in front of him. I'm sure I could have, but hey, that's okay. Now let's move on to Goodwill. Now, I didn't pick anything up at that second Goodwill location, but at the third local Goodwill, picked up a PlayStation 2 Slim for $25. It came with a wireless controller, 2 first-party controllers, and a stack of games. And I picked up a TI 83 Plus calculator. This $15, I gotta test this, okay? Now, they give you 2 days to test electronics, so I gotta make sure this stuff's tested, but we do have an issue with this that I didn't notice. Now, this PlayStation did not come with the cord with the plug. It only came with this one, and it didn't come with the AV cables. So I'm pretty sure I have some spare ones laying around so I could test this guy. I personally do not think this is gonna work, and I'll show you exactly why. Okay, so I noticed this when I was looking at it. There's supposed to be a screw there and a screw there, and they are missing. So that means somebody probably opened this up and messed with it. So it might not work, and if that's the case, I have to return it. So if I have to return this, I have to return it. It's really no big deal to me, but this is what's going to make me a good amount of money. I could probably sell this whole bundle. Now, none of these games are worth selling on their own. They're just good for throw-ins. I would just make this one huge bundle over on eBay, try and sell it for about $75 to $85, maybe a little bit more, and I think it'll sell pretty reasonable at that price. Got this little potato clock for Amazon FBA, only paid $1 for it. I think I'll make about $5 on this, nothing phenomenal. Now, this was actually a great score. Guys, I never really buy clothing anymore, but I could not pass this up. This is a Patagonia organic cotton size small T-snap, and this thing is so nice. It's pretty clean now. I paid up for it. You guys can see I paid $14.99 for it, but that's totally worth it. I think, looking at comparable prices, you guys can see on the screen, comparable prices, I'm assuming I'm going to sell this for about $80 to $90, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, who knows, but let's say 80 bucks on this. Should be a quick sell also. These kind of Patagonias, if this was my size, man, I would be keeping this all day. But still, that is a solid profit. So that's everything I ended up picking up. Time for me to test this calculator, and got to find the cords for this system so I could test them up and hopefully make some money. Now, if this doesn't work, well, we're out the PlayStation, but still going to make good money on the calculator over on Amazon, clock on Amazon. All of these video games will go to Amazon, and then this guy right over on eBay. So didn't fill the table, didn't fill the car, going to a bunch of different places, but sometimes you strike out at some stores, other stores you find a great score. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions, subscribe if you haven't already. This is Thrift School, signing out. See ya.